Hello everyone, my name is John Eklu. I am a student of Centennial College pursuing a construction project management. It is a pleasure to be here today to share with you a topic that is both culturally rich and environmentally significant. As someone deeply interested in traditional practice and sustainable development, I have taken keen interest in exploring how indigenous knowledge systems, especially in construction sector, can help inform and improve modernity sustainable efforts. Today, it is good to discuss a topic, or I will be discussing a topic that is sustainable practice and modernity in construction of a mud house, with a special focus on practice in the Volta region of Ghana. Now, let us begin by understanding the context and importance of these traditional methods. Ghana, like many other African countries, has rich history of traditional practice deeply connected to sustainability and environmental harmony. Among this traditional mud house construction stand out to us an enduring symbol of indigenous knowledge, resilience, and eco-conscious living. While modern architecture emphasizes on things like concrete, steel, and glass, traditional Ghanaian construction techniques, particularly the use of a mud, continues to offer lessons in low cost and then also climate resilience and community driving buildings. Traditional construction practice in Ghana reflects a deep-rooted relationship between communities and their environment. While technological advancements has modernized urban housing, it is also marginalized indigenous methods that offer ecological and cultural appropriate methods. The relevance of a madhouse is an enduring, sustainable building methods within a broader context of Ghana's development, focusing on its environmental and economic and social cultural significance. Now, our next topic to our next heading to discuss is building materials. Now, building materials play a vital role in ensuring affordable with increasing climate change concern. It has become imperative to focus on sustainability while discovering affordable options for housing the low and middle income earners in Ghana. Ghana is currently experiencing a spike in inflation, leading to an increase in the prices of building materials. This has crippled the intervention of government to consider low and middle income housing. A mud house that we are going to consider deeply. When we talk about a mud house, what do we mean by a mud house? A mud house in Ghana simply refers to a traditional form of dwelling made primarily from earth-based materials such as mud, clay, laterites, and many more. Now, when you take something like the material like mud is a mixture of clay, soil, laterites, and water. We can also consider straw or grass. Now, when this mud is done to construct this building or house, the straw or the grass serve as reinforcement. Unlike concrete, we have reinforcement which is steel or iron. Now, we also have bamboo or wood. This bamboo or wood also supports, or it is made to the extent that it supports the framework of the structure. Sometimes they add stabilizers to it, and the stabilizer that they use is cow dung or lime, and this is added with water in order to give some form of resistance to the material that is mixed. Now, there are several traditional methods that is normally used, but we're going to consider only three and discuss them. Now, these methods, after mixing, what they use is adobe bricks. Now, this is a mud house shaped into bricks and dried in the sun. They leave it on the sun for it to dry, and later on they use it to construct the mud house. This is also one form. Mostly the bricks are stacked with mortar to build the wall. Then we have another method, that of the construction. We have another method, that is wattle and damp. This wattle and damp construction is a wooden stick that is made to form a wall, and then also the frame then covered with a mud paste that is also called damp. And the third one, we have rammed earth. Rammed earth. And in this rammed earth, it is a method by which mud is compressed tightly between the wooden molds in order to form solid walls. Now, what are the importance of all this mud house that is being built mostly in Africa? And most especially, we are considering Ghana, the southern part of Ghana. Importance of a mud house. One, sustainability. Mud house is made from a natural and local available materials. That is the basic thing that is done. The materials are everywhere. It is also eco-friendly, that it has a little carbon emissions compared to cement or steel. It is also easy to recycle, or it is biodegradable. And then number two, it is affordable. It is everywhere. Mud house, it costs less. If you consider the amount spent or the cost on building it, it is less than concrete or cement housing. Mud house can also be built using the communal labor, or the community that is around you. They have the skills, therefore they are the people that engage in those trades. And then finally, we have climate response to this mud house. What are the climate response? What happens when you put it up? Because it is not the normal method, the modern method, which is of cement that is very solid. So now, mud house is made to the extent that it is very thick. It is a very thick wall that is made of the mud, and it can resist the weather in the extent that it is when the sun shines during those times, inside is very cold because of the mud nature of it. It is natural. Inside is very cold, and it serves more or less like an air-conditioned house, even though you don't spend money on air conditioning. Now, it is ideal. This kind of building is mostly ideal in the tropical climates like my country, Ghana. In conclusion, traditional mud house construction in Ghana exemplifies sustainable and culture-rich and economically viable practice. While modernization offers comfort and technological advancement, it often does so at the cost of environmental degradation and cultural erosion. By revisiting traditional methods, modernization then thoughtfully, Ghana can forge path and then harmonize sustainability with development. As Ghana faces climate change, urban housing challenges, and the loss of embracing hybrid architecture that respect the past and plans for the future may be most sustainable approach of all. Mud house construction in the southern Ghana is a prime example of sustainable architecture that is affordable, environmentally sound, and culturally significant. Ghana urbanizers or policymakers, architects, and then planners must consider the following solutions. 1. They must integrate traditional methods with modern techniques. 2. Educate communities on mud house benefits and innovations. They must also preserve the heritage through documentation and promotions of earthen architecture. 4. They must also support local artisans to sustain the skills required for economic-friendly constructions. Blending traditional with technology offers a powerful response to today's housing climate and cultural challenges. Thank you very much for listening.